Welcome back to DIY My Way. I want to introduce you to my Fuel Carrier 2.0. If you've been a long-time subscriber, then maybe you remember my video on my 1.0 fuel carrier, which was a good start, but it had some limitations. So after a few years of dealing with those limitations, I finally decided it was time I upgraded. So this is what I came up with. So if this looks like something that might benefit you, then you might want to invest a few minutes and watch this video, and I'll show you how I came up with this. I hastily built my 1.0 version of the fuel can holder to keep my fuel cans in one place, so they wouldn't slide all around my truck bed while I took them to and from the gas station. As you can see, the holder was only secured with some bungee cords, which wasn't very secure at all. Also, it only had room for my 3 diesel cans and no gas cans. A bungee cord across the top of the cans helped ensure they stay in the holder. It worked, but it wasn't my ideal design by any means. Version 2.0 is a lot closer to the ideal design for me. It extends the full width of the tailgate, has a spot for my gas can, and best of all, it uses L brackets to hold it securely in place. First, I began by taking my 1.0 fuel can holder to the truck and measuring the tailgate opening, which is a little more than 5 feet. Next, I take some slightly used 2x6 lumber I had on hand and cut 2 5-foot boards. I decided on 2x6s so the cans would be better held in place. Then I mark the 12 1/8 inch spacing for the cross pieces that will separate the cans. And use a square to make the lines the full width of the boards. I cut 6 12-inch 2x6s that will be spaced between the 2 long boards. Bear in mind that these measurements depend on the dimensions of your fuel cans. Now I assembled it using 2 3-inch deck screws per side for each cross piece. I do a test fit and it slides in just fine, but there is one problem. The rack is a lot heavier than it should be because of the heavy pressure treated lumber I used, even though they've been dried out for years. I decide to lighten it up a bit, but first I screw in the eyelets on each end. So it's back to the miter saw to cut a piece of 1x6 board, only this time 1/4 of an inch shorter. You'll see why shortly. This will serve as the back of the fuel can holder. For the front, I find a piece of lightweight 2x4. It ain't a pretty piece, but it's straight and not twisted. Again, it's cut 1/4 of an inch shy of 5 feet long. The 2x4 is all the height I need for the front side since the tailgate keeps the cans in place. Also, it makes it easier to insert and remove the cans from the holder. Next, I clamp the 1x6 and 2x4s to the 2x6s so I can transfer the marks for the crosspiece spacing. I remove the 2x6 and use it to transfer the screw spacing to the 1x6. Then screw the 1x6 to the cross pieces. The other 2x6 comes off. and the 2x4 goes on, this time just using 1 screw per cross piece. Next, I use some scrap of base angle left over from building my shop to make the 2 L brackets that will keep the fuel can holders secure in the bed of the truck. These are why I cut the 1x6s and 2x4s a 1/4 inch shorter to allow space for the brackets. They are cut to 3.5 inches long. I clean up the edges with a rotary grinder. Drill 4 holes in each L bracket for screws. Then give them a coat of flat black paint. After the paint was dry, I attached the L brackets with 4 screws each so they would stick out past the front of the fuel can holder 1 1/4 inches. I do another test fit and notice right away that the fuel can holder is a lot lighter. I close the tailgate. Perfect. So now loading the fuel cans is a snap. Also, the eyelets allow the use of a ratchet strap run through the handles to secure the fuel cans to the holder. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, please click that like button, leave a comment, and by all means, please subscribe. If you want to know when I post new videos, click that little bell. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.